You want drama? You want tension? You want complete organizational chaos mixed with a couple glimmers of hope? Because that's exactly what's happening inside the Las Vegas Raiders right now. And it all starts with one man, Davante Adams. There's this clip trending on social media. Former Raiders wideout Davante Adams shows up in it, and he throws yet another haymaker at the franchise. And look, this isn't the first time he's taken a swipe at the Raiders. Not even close. But what he says here, it hits different. The clip starts with an interview where the host mentions the irony of Davante Adams once again being teammates with Jimmy Garoppolo. Remember, these two had history, and the moment the question comes up, Adams doesn't hold back. "It's amazing. I love Jimmy. It was never personal," Adams says. But then he drops this. "That was just a dark moment in all of our lives. I think all of us were pretty miserable over there." Yup. He straight up called his time with the Raiders miserable. And this isn't just a one-time quote. This is part of a pattern. A few months back on that Netflix series following NFL wide receivers, Adams said something along the lines of, "I need to get the hell out of here. This guy is going to get me killed." That guy? Jimmy Garoppolo. Now fast forward. Same quarterback, new team. They're both with the Rams. Jimmy G is the starter with Matthew Stafford out, and Adams is out here saying he loves him. But then immediately follows it with, "We were all miserable with the Raiders." Look, I covered Davante Adams closely when he was with the Raiders. I didn't follow him much when he was with Green Bay. But with the Raiders, I paid attention. And at first I understood the frustrations. Year 1 with Derek Carr? Promising. Year 2 with Jimmy G? Not so much. And heading into year 3, you could tell he wanted out. And I didn't blame him. But now it just feels disingenuous. It's shot after shot. Not just in interviews, we're talking multiple jabs at the coaching staff, the offense, the whole organization. Like when he said, "This is what a real offense looks like," talking about the Rams. That's a clear swipe at Josh McDaniels and the Raiders' past offensive structure. And Raider fans? A lot of us were still giving him grace. We thought, hey, he gave it a shot. It didn't work. No hard feelings. But the way he's piling on now, I'm out. I'm done with Davante Adams. No respect left. And I know I'm not alone. Raider Nation's been blowing up about that viral clip, and for good reason. This isn't how you talk about a team that gave you a massive contract, gave up draft capital to bring you in, and tried to make it work. The Packers used that first-rounder on Devontae Wyatt, if I remember right. And now we're sitting here wondering what we really got in return. Disrespect? That's what we got. Anyway, let's move on, because while all that noise is happening off the field, on the field we've got some straight-up battles going on at Raiders camp. 3 big ones to be exact. Let's start with center. Jackson Powers-Johnson versus Jordan Meredith. I've said it before, JPJ is likely going to win this job, but don't sleep on Meredith. Based on what Pete Carroll said the other day, it sounds like the staff really likes how Meredith fits in this wide zone system. He's 6 feet 2 inches, 305, a bit smaller, quicker, more mobile, perfect for this style of offense. But make no mistake, Jackson Powers-Johnson is a beast. Big dude, super quick for his size. If you want your best 5 linemen out there, he's one of them. Battle number 2, cornerback. Eric Stokes has that CB1 job locked down, no question. He's taken every single first-team snap so far and looks sharp. That spot is his. But the CB2 spot? Total dogfight. A lot of folks thought it would be Jakorian Bennett, that it was his job to lose. But man, camp has told a different story. They brought in guys like Shaquille Griffin, who eventually went back to Seattle. They signed JT Woods, and now it's Decamerion Richardson and rookie Darian Porter getting those first-team reps. Even JT Woods is making a push. He started with barely any reps. Now he's with the 2s, maybe even pushing for more. Meanwhile, Jakorian Bennett? Slipping fast. Might be with the 3rd team now. Could even be cut. That's wild. Now look, I don't think they'll cut Bennett, but it's not impossible. The room is crowded. Stokes, Porter, Richardson, Woods, Darnay Holmes, Lonnie Johnson, that's a loaded group. And don't forget about Greedy Vance either. He's flashed big time in practice, 2 picks in 2 days. He's a legit wild card to make the roster. So here's what I do know. I trust Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham to get this secondary right. Graham comes from the Bill Belichick tree, a master at disguising coverages and building smart DB units. And the Raiders have had top 10 pass defenses under him. Say what you want, I think this group is going to be solid. third battle in the Raiders training camp is WR2. Jakobi Meyers is WR1, no doubt. But after that, things are wide open. Some were saying, Donta Thornton had it locked up, but not anymore. Jack Beck has been climbing. The last 2 days, he's been shining with the second team. And if history tells us anything about Pete Carroll, it's this. If you flash with the 2s, you're getting bumped up to the 1s. We saw it with Tommy Eichenberg, who started getting first-team reps after showing out. Now, it's Beck's turn. And don't forget, the Raiders drafted Beck ahead of Thornton, so they clearly saw something. Trey Tucker is also in the mix. Wouldn't shock me at all if it ends up being Meyers and Tucker in 2 WR sets. Then, we'll see who wins that WR3 job when we get to 11 personnel. Before moving further, let me give you a quick update. And hey, quick Madden rookie ratings has been dropped. Travis Hunter got an 84, Ashton Jeanty an 83. Makes sense. But then you see Cam Ward, the number. First overall pick, not even cracked the top 10. What are we doing here? I think he was rated like a 70 or 71. That's just nuts. Thornton did get a 96 speed rating though. That's legit. Guy can absolutely fly. Okay, finally, we got to talk about the Christian Wilkins situation. At first it sounded simple. Injury concern, maybe a lack of commitment. That's what we were told when the Raiders released him. But then stuff started leaking. Adam Schefter comes out saying Wilkins playfully kissed a teammate on the head and that teammate overreacted. But that story? Total cover. Even Mike Florio called it out, said Schefter was running PR for Wilkins and his agent. Now, we're hearing from Marie that the other player involved might have been Adam Butler. We don't know for sure, but things are clearly messier than what's been reported. And it could actually cost the Raiders. Because if they released Wilkins for anything other than injury, they might owe him $35 million. That's on top of the $29 million dead cap hit he's already going to count for next season. That's brutal. Could seriously mess up their books. So the bottom line is, we don't know the full story yet, but we will. And it ain't looking good. But I'm glad the Raiders moved on. The behavior, the history, even some stuff caught on camera. It all adds up to a guy who didn't belong in the locker room. And finally, fans, here's something more positive. Colton Miller just got paid. 3 years, $66 million, $42.5 million guaranteed. And let me tell you, this move fires me up. The Raiders have been preaching this whole commitment to excellence thing all week. And extending Colton Miller, that's how you show it. That's action behind the words. I can't believe it took this long. But I'm glad it got done. Colton Miller is still one of the best left tackles in football. Last season, from week 6 to 18, only gave up 1 sack. The guy toughed it out through a shoulder injury and still graded out over 80 on PFF. And yeah, he's the longest tenured Raider, but he's only 29. He's still got a lot of gas left. Dude's 6 feet 8 inches, 325 pounds. Monster. And more importantly, loyal. And let's be real. You extended Geno Smith. You traded for him. How are you not going to protect his blind side? You had to lock Miller in, plain and simple.